Another episode of With the Chiefs.
Wait. Man, I need more rest.
I hope I've got your last name right there.
It's a very good pronunciation.
You should know better than that now, Donald.
I know.
All right, we're back, Dom. Said recording in progress. You're looking at the camera as if like, I don't know, something was due to happen. Or you
Just changing the name.
Oh, changing the name from Rebecca Wewergy to Dom Bullock.
Yeah. Sorted.
Good. All right, this episode sponsored by 2XU, as you can see. Actually, you can't say shit like that, can you?
No.
I'll be like, what are you doing? We're definitely not sponsoring this. All right, I take it back. Yeah, we still don't have a sponsor. It's all good.
But 2XU, if you're out there.
If you're out there, look, it looks good. Like indoors, I don't really need this, but it is lightweight. I wear it all the time, and it seems to make me faster.
Flowing.
Dom, what's happening? How you doing?
Yeah, not much, mate. Going pretty good. We're up in the mountains at the moment.
Which
Italy.
mountains? Italy.
The Dolomites. Kind of, what's that, like northeast of Italy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Next to
I guess Switzerland.
Yep.
Yeah, not quite that far up, I don't think.
Okay.
But in the mountains there somewhere.
And how are you enjoying the mountains? Have you seen Killian Jornet yet, or not yet?
No Killian, but yeah, it's the whole town we're staying at is just kind of transformed into this running festival pretty much.
Right.
So yeah, everyone walking around is like pretty good runners. No Killian, but probably like the next best thing is probably here.
Yeah, I'm sure. So what's it like? Like obviously we have to get into the race, which is how long ago was the race?
Like not yesterday, the day before.
Right. Okay. Yeah, how was the race?
The race was good. I think I probably wasn't quite like 100% like full fitness for it, but that's all right. It's kind of tough traveling to train and everything, but yeah, I still felt like I went into it not too bad shape. I went out probably a bit quick, which is no surprise. I was probably coming I think I was coming like 10th for the first like 10Ks, and then yeah, just people started passing me, and it stopped being like so runnable and ended up being more like hiking, technical rocks and stuff everywhere. And yeah, I'm just like not that good at that stuff compared to all the Europeans.
Yep.
So yeah, people were just passing me all the time. And there was a couple of like really big downhill sections, and the guys were just absolutely flying downhill. Like it looked like they were on skis or something. They were just zooming past me. And yeah, I was like, how do they do that? Like, it's just crazy. But yeah, end up getting past like the whole way.
Yeah.
By people pretty much. I don't know, every 5Ks, maybe 3 people would pass me. But yeah, it was okay. I had fun. It started raining from like 15Ks, and then was like storming up in the mountains and stuff. Like thunder and lightning was a bit shit. By the end of it, I was just wanting to get it done and move on. But yeah, I was pretty stoked to come down into the city, and I know all the crowds like cheering as you come through and stuff. So yeah, it was still pretty cool, and yeah, it felt pretty special to get it done.
But yeah, and what was the actual race? Just give us some background on like what it was and distance and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's 50K race in the town's called Cortina, where it starts, and it goes like up into the mountains and around and back down. I think there's like 2,600 meters of elevation climbing throughout it. But it basically was like climbing the whole way for like 30, 35 Ks. And then the last like 15 Ks was just straight downhill back into the city. But it was like too steep downhill. So that was like almost the worst bit because your legs are all cramping up and you're just trying to like keep yourself upright and not fall over. It's so steep. But yeah, it was good. Good race.
How do they fly? How do they fly down so quick? I never understood that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just like they got like no hesitation and they just send it and go like commit to it 100% and lean into it. Whereas like it's so steep that I'm a bit more cautious and on my heels a bit more leaning back, trying to like think about, oh shit, where am I going to put my foot? So yeah, I'm just going a bit slower like that. Whereas they're just like full send.
If you slip, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got like all those thoughts running through my head, whereas they're just like, nah, don't care. I'm just gonna, put my life at risk and fly down this hill.
Sounds like Formula One levels of commitment.
Yeah, oh, they're absolutely nuts.
Do you think have you heard many people doing like particular training, or they just get up in the mountains and probably run quite a bit and simulate it maybe?
Yeah, I reckon they're probably just like running around the mountains all the time, that it's just like second nature. And I reckon like skiing as well would probably help, because when you're skiing, you kind of like have to commit and go for it. And it's probably that similar kind of feeling where you're just leaning into the slope and going like full send.
Skiing is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. Have you had any skiing adventures, Dom?
Oh, I have, yeah. We went to Queenstown, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, and like I hardly ever skied. We skied once or twice when I was growing up with like the family. But we went there, and because you can't wear your glasses when you're skiing, you have to have the goggles on. So we got to the slopes and lost everyone within like the first 50 meters.
Oh no.
And I figured, they've probably just gone up to the mountain to start the first run. So I got in the chairlift and was like freaking out, like, oh my God, like I haven't skied at all. I don't know how to do this.
That's the worst feeling.
And then had to get off the chairlift and I stacked straight away. And then it was like a blue run to get down the mountain, and there was no other way to get down. So I pretty much just slid down on my bum the whole way, because that was the only way I knew how to slow down.
And you can't see as well.
And can't say. It was just all my friends weren't there. It was absolutely terrifying.
It's genuinely, it's the worst. It's the worst. Like,
and especially being out of your depth. Yeah. But yeah,
like you didn't do any like preliminary lessons or like
straight
think
into
about like, I genuinely can't really drive a car without my glasses and I'm going up the mountain. Like none of that went to your mind.
Yeah, I just think, the guys will be up there. I know they'll look after me. But apparently they all just like went over to the Friday Flats kind of area to kind of like just get the feel back, which is
that sounds pretty logical actually.
Nice. Yeah. But no, that was good fun. Maybe that's why I'm not so good at running downhill. I'm just still a bit scarred from that experience.
Bit of trauma from that.
Yeah,
it would make sense. I remember when I went with my brother and a few friends, and I chose snowboarding, thinking it would be like, because I picture myself as a bit of a skater, Dom. So I think I thought snowboarding might have been a good idea, but it was a terrible idea. What's his name? My brother's actually, Matt was pretty good at snowboarding. They've been quite a bit, and they sort of give like encouraging words, but like not understanding that like in their head it's encouraging because like, oh yeah, I know how to do it. Like he'll pick it up real quick. So there's always those loose encouraging words that don't mean much. But anyway, so I remember it's terrifying because you're just so out of your depth. I went up the chairlift and I went on like a green run, so it's meant to be easy. But like same thing, I get off and it's actually like it's a skill to get off the chair properly.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know how to do it, and I just fell, and the thing's like it's almost like collected the back of my head as well.
Yeah, it comes straight over the top of
It
you.
comes straight over the top of you. It doesn't have any. It doesn't allow for It's not for generous.
Move error. No.
And then yeah, so that happened once, and then I did it again, and I had like the fear of it. So you're thinking about it. So it's like it's like bound to happen again. It happens again, and it like puts my leg in an awkward position. It's almost like it bent my leg because I was leaning on the leg, and because it pushes you forward, it's like felt like I've injured myself. But then like I kind of just milked it completely so that I didn't have to go down. And then I probably shouldn't be saying this on this, but then I had to get the what's it called? Like the
snowmobile or something.
Yeah, the snowmobile to take me down. I still haven't lived that down. My brother still mentions
Oh my
it.
God. That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
I was really injured. And then I just spent the rest of the 2 days in the pub because I was injured. Yeah, but anyway, it's not a skiing podcast. And I
What
said
about,
we don't
downhill skateboarding? Do you do much of that?
downhill skateboarding. What, like just a forever decline? What do you mean?
Yeah, or like it's like the longboarding stuff that they do or whatever, like bombing the hills.
Oh, no way. I was always terrified of that. No way. I would always do like just little, could do a kick flip every now and then on the flat, do an ollie, safe stuff.
Yeah.
None of that. So yeah, anyway. So tying back in with the race, you probably got a bit of trauma from that. It's terrifying. It's a different breed of person that just commits to that. It's like it's like the skateboard when you drop into the half pipe, like a big half pipe or something. It's like
you're just like terrified, hesitating, like you don't want to do it.
Yeah. So okay, how many people are out and about, or how many people in the race, and what was the race atmosphere like?
Yeah, 1,400 people in the race.
Right. Okay.
And it's pretty good atmosphere. Like I met a guy, Giovanni. We were both going up the climb together, so I was chatting to him.
Did he drop you on the?
Yeah, we got to the top of the hill, and we had to, because the last bit was all like 15 k's straight downhill, and he just flew off and left me for dead.
How'd that feel?
Yeah, I was like, I can't do anything. Like, it's not like, I can.
You couldn't respond, could you?
Like, yeah, like but yeah, it was tough. Like probably 60%, 70% of the race was just that super steep downhill where I can't really go fast, or like super steep kind of technical rocky, and because it was raining, it was wet and slippery uphills where I'm pretty slow as well. So there was probably only, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40% of it where I could actually run and go all right on the flatter stuff where you don't have to think about where your foot's going to go. But yeah, I think that over here they just have these mountains and that terrain all the time, so they're just so much better at it than me. But
it's a completely different thing. You probably wouldn't be training much on the roads if you were focusing on a race like that. It's kind of like almost pointless, right?
Yeah, you're almost better off going for like a hike than a run if you're training for this stuff. But yeah, it's so different, even to like compared to the Blue Mountains. Like the Blue Mountains is all pretty much fire trail, and then there's a couple of stairs and things. But I don't know, even like UTA is much more runnable compared to stuff like this.
Yeah. Did you find it enjoyable at all?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and it's pretty awesome. Like just being up in the mountains, like all the views and stuff were absolutely like stunning, and it's just breathtaking. Like everywhere you look is just these crazy mountain ranges.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it was cool being up there. And I still loved it, and glad that I did it.
Yeah, for sure. So how's recovery been, and how is it on your, like, was it quite tough overall on your legs and the body?
Yeah, pretty tough. Probably not the best recovery. I had a friend doing the 120k.
Right.
So that sounds like terrible. It starts at 11 p.m. at night, and they run all through the night and like all through the next day. So yeah, I said that I'd help him out and crew him. So I got like 45 minutes sleep that day.
Oh,
And then went with his mum and dad and Beck and drove around to all the checkpoints where he'd be going through and changed his bottles over, gave him some food and stuff like that. So that was like the whole night pretty much. We were just driving around in the car to different checkpoints and helping him out.
oh, handing nutrition and stuff like that and tracking him.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know, giving him some encouragement when he came through the checkpoint.
How was that for you, considering how tired you were? I mean, you would just be like, go. Really, I'm so happy for you. I really, really wouldn't rather be sleeping right now. Good job.
Yeah, it was tough. And like, it got to the next morning and we went back through the town, which was good, and had breakfast and stuff. And then we had a bit of time. I think we had like maybe 3 hours or so before we needed to be at the next checkpoint. So we had a nap, and then kind of fortunately he pulled out. So I got to keep on napping and have a proper sleep. But
that just sounded hilarious, does it? Fortunately, he had a terrible race and had to pull out.
I know, I felt like bad, but also kind of good that I could actually rest a bit now. But
it's like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, don't pull out.
You got this, mate. You know, you probably be like, look, it's a long way. No one will be disappointed. Like, everyone will understand if you pull out.
But he was he really struggled though. I think he just had gut issues the whole way pretty much. Like, he got to the first checkpoint and said, oh, my stomach's no good. I've already been throwing up. Like, I can't keep anything down.
Oh,
and then he got to the next checkpoint and was like already saying like, oh, I want to pull out. Like, yeah, I still just can't handle anything. This is the worst I've ever felt running.
What do you think? So, did he have any idea what might have gone wrong, considering it was the first checkpoint?
I think maybe like just the stress of it, or I think your stomach sometimes doesn't really work when you're stressed out and nervous.
Yeah.
And then maybe on top of that, he went out like a little bit too quick or something. And then that doesn't help either. And then, yeah, I think he was just still trying to eat heaps and heaps of food. I think in the lead up to it, he was eating heaps and heaps of food. So he just had heaps of food in his stomach the whole time, and it wasn't really getting processed.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah. No, it's be terrible to be feeling grim like from early on as well.
Yeah.
Because then mentally you have to like rally as well. So how far in was the first aid station roughly?
The first aid station where we could see him was at like 45 Ks.
Oh shit. Okay, so that's still a long way in though.
Yeah, still heaps far.
Yeah.
But and then
I thought it was like 12K or something, and he's like, I'm in trouble.
No.
Okay.
And then the next one we went to was like 60 something Ks.
Okay.
And then after that, I think the next time we would have seen him would have been at 90 Ks.
But you were having breakfast, and that's when.
Yeah. Or he got to the 60K one and was like feeling like shit. He was going to pull out then, but I pretty much like, I told him like, come on, like just keep going. Maybe you'll come good.
You told him in your head, you're like, please pull out.
I think he got to like 75 Ks and pulled out.
Yeah.
Like, it's
how much do you encourage? How much do you encourage before you're like, fair? Like you're probably not going to just go, nah, keep going.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. Like, I felt for him a lot, but I don't know. I think his mum and dad were there as well, and like, because your mum and your dad, they're going to be like, oh no, like if you're in pain, like you got to pull out like straight away. I felt like that sometimes in the past when mum and dad to come to watch me race, like they're like, oh, like just I don't know, you'll be suffering and stuff, and they'll just be like, oh, it's okay to pull out, like you can have a rest if you want to, but like, ultimately that's not what you want to do. So I don't know, I kind of had that in mind and was like, oh, like yeah, like keep going. You might come through it and you might come good. But I think that,
Right.
yeah, he gave it like the best shot he could. And yeah, it was hats off to him for leaving that aid station as well, because yeah, he was really struggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got to the next one and pulled out at about, I don't know, 75 Ks or something.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think. And was it stomach issues the whole time, or just pretty much mixed stuff as well?
I think, yeah, mostly like stomach stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was pretty fit in the lead up to it. Like he had been up at altitude running like 120 Ks a week over hilly terrain, exactly the same as what he was doing. But I think otherwise he would have, yeah, crushed it. But yeah, just the stomach stuff got to him.
Yeah, I guess yeah, on to the next one. Still a really solid effort to get that far, especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know, these long races, I still can't get my head around them. But
Yeah. Yeah. And that one, like, as well, I was like, oh, this would just be, it wouldn't be that fun. Like, you run half of it in the dark. And then by the time the sun comes up, you're already exhausted, so you can't really enjoy it that much.
yeah,
But
I
yeah,
remember
brutal.
I don't know, because when you're I can just imagine your fatigue as well. Like you would have just been so tired by
Yeah, I was
like
pretty
by the
tired.
end of it. It's like everything would be fighting you. I've had which when I was doing the pacing, like after I finished the 50K, we got in the car. We got in the car and we were still like helping out and stuff like that. And for a bit, you're running on adrenaline, but then like towards the evening, if I still had to keep going, which sounds like you had to endure more, but you just start getting like real crabby
Yeah, definitely.
like on the flight. Like I was just like so off everything. It's in the airport, like I'm just like sitting, just trying to like not look at people, just,
Yeah.
maybe it's
And
just a me thing, but you probably, yeah, it's just like, it's hard to, because you want to be, you still want to be a nice person.
Definitely, yeah. But you're just
it's-
in such a shitty mood. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's funny. I'm sure you would have handled it better than most, Tom. So, yeah. So, where are you? I'm not sure when we're probably, I don't know. You're going to be moving around a bit now, right? Like, what's the plan for you?
Yeah, yeah. So the next 2 weeks we're like camping and going around in a camper trailer.
That's right.
Yeah, so we go through Switzerland, Austria, down to like Budapest, Hungary, and then Croatia. So that's for 2 weeks, and then over to the UK for like 2 months. We go to Ireland, like all the way, like a road trip along the west coast, and then Scotland, and then England in like the Lakes District as well, which should be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What's Berlin? How are you? How's Berlin thinking? What are you thinking about training? What's happening?
Yeah, I think this race was kind of good. Like I felt like I haven't been that into running for a while, and doing this, I felt like I was kind of like almost getting like into proper running and feeling motivated and good about myself towards the end of the block, and then doing the race and not being 100% fit kind of lit the fire again, like to get back to your best and be ready to go for Berlin. So
it's a good feeling, hey, when you've been off it for a little bit, but then like the prospect of building yourself back up, it's a double-edged sword, but it is motivating. You're just like, I'm gonna get back, and like you start thinking about the block and how you're going to structure it, and like hopefully you're just building up, hopefully to get back in shape. But if you're starting to feel good, like we've got a good amount of time for Berlin as well.
Yeah. So I think that the next couple of weeks will just be sort of more strength stuff, feel good again, and then get into like the more sort of building up the mileage and all the more specific marathon stuff.
Are you thinking of getting a coach still, or what do you think?
I don't know. It's just going to be so tricky traveling. So just do it myself, but probably write a plan and commit to it. Try and be running, I don't know, doubles like most days probably. I think if you can get out and run like twice a day for most days of the week, you'll be pretty fit. So I think that's probably what I'll try to do. Just run as much as possible.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Focus on some key sessions as well, building up. What are you going to do for anything fancy for long runs, or it's still early days?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll probably talk about it more
when you put
as
pen
it comes
to
to
paper. You're like,
Yeah.
mate, I still haven't slept, and fair, cool. All right.
Yeah.
We'll probably do
What
an
about-
episode. What's that?
How's your training been going?
Me, so I got a bit of a cold last Friday, so about a week ago today. Nothing major, but like we were going to record an episode, we had it scheduled in, and then I woke up at about like 2:30 in the morning, and when you just know you're sick before you just know before you can, like, I open my eyes and I'm like, oh great, here we go. And yeah, I couldn't really struggle to get back to sleep, but I just felt a little bit achy and my chest was not great. Just general symptoms. So I think at that moment it's kind of the grimace, because you've got, like, you don't know how long it's going to take to recover. And I was just starting to feel like that week, like I was hitting good sessions. Like I did a great session at Gore Hill, and then I did a great session on the Thursday before I got sick. Well, it didn't feel great. Like I did feel fatigued, but I was still hitting solid like paces. And then, yeah, just got, I don't know if it was just like a head, it wasn't like bad at all. I just got congested and got general symptoms. So I took, so it was on a Friday, took Saturday, Sunday off, obviously. And then like by Monday, I was starting to feel okay. And I found that I was overly optimistic about how quickly I was going to recover. Like on the Monday, I'm not sure if I was messaging you. I was messaging people being like, yeah, I'm 85%, like be sweet for a session on Tuesday. So I ran on Monday, 12K, easy. And when you just know your like chest is just, still a bit cooked. Then I was hoping for a quick 24-hour recovery. But then I went out on Tuesday, actually felt a little bit worse. Like heavier symptoms had passed, but then like the congestion was still there. Yeah. Chest hung around. I was meant to do 3x2K. I got 1K and was like, nope. And just headed home. Wednesday I took off. Thursday I took off. Friday I was jogging, 12K easy. Still felt it a bit, but like it was starting to clear. And then Saturday Tobias and I did a long run on Saturday. Now he's trying to convince me that Saturday is a better day to do a long run. And it's definitely not. And B, it's because he wants to go out on the Saturday night. Like, and he's doing a convincing job. I'm going to tell him to listen to this one. No, he did his long run the previous Saturday. It was like, nah, this is the one. This is the one I reckon we do Saturday long runs. And I'm like, he's probably got another event on the next week. But anyway, all jokes aside, we did like a 21K, like 3 laps around the bay with 1K tempo. The paces were still like pretty good. We made it progressive, but definitely still like the lungs feel like much better, much stronger, but still I could tell it's probably like 90% recovered. And then today just ran easy and feeling pretty good, like almost, hopefully not just trying to be overly optimistic, but back to normal. I'll try do a session try to do a session on Tuesday just to see how I feel. And then, don't know, might have to realign expectations a little bit, given, I don't know, because we got the race it's on Saturday. So at least I got a good excuse. At least like on Saturday, if it doesn't go fantastic, I've got that to fall back on and be like, look, lungs was still, but I was in a similar situation that you were in, saying like you're getting really motivated to train. Like I've been pretty keen to like build back up and see, because like if you look at my training, I've been doing sessions pretty well, but the consistency of volume and all that sort of stuff hasn't been where it should be. Like it's been up and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keen to like put an honest block together, hopefully for Melbourne, and run a good marathon. But overall just feeling, and I was talking to Chris Gatt about as well, like, that sometimes you just feel motivated and you try not to look for reasons why, just run with it. Like, just run with it, like go. But it's good. It's nice to have that energy for training and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
So
I think you're not always going to be motivated. And I think,
no,
you just got to get back into the routine of getting out and getting it done. And then the act of like doing it, you just kind of like start pumping yourself up. Be like, oh yeah, like I've doubled like 3 times this week. Like I'm running, I don't know, 120 Ks, like I'm the best. And then from there, it just kind of like spirals and you get better and better.
I'm trying to ride that into, I'll try and ride that. It'd be good if I could do 100K week. I'm going to have to push the numbers up pretty soon, Dom. Like they're probably not going to run. We're going to have another like half positive, like good half split, and then just boo if I don't start like pushing up the numbers. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I just want to get to Saturday, Gold Coast, see how I go. Just try and run it as honest as possible. Try not to get too greedy. I know there's going to be a few people there that I would want to go out with, but we'll just have to see how realistic it is. I know Lockie Oaks will be going out pretty quick. So I don't know. What do you reckon? I'm like, I'll probably just have to see how I feel on the day. Like if I'm 5K in and I feel it's too quick, I'll probably just have to just hang back a bit. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you reckon you've lost like much fitness from being sick, or?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's more like on Saturday, will I not have the effects? Will I not have the effects? But also like even before, was I back to where I was? Like, was I in peak fitness to start off with? So you got the double, like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you weren't as good as you thought you were.
yeah. There's also that. You can't blame it all on the fitness, because when you look back at the Strava, it has been anything but honest. But let's just say that. But keen to race. Yeah, good. I think there's a lot of, it's going to be a very hyped up day. There's obviously heaps of people that are doing the marathon, so I'll be keen to just watch so many Delta runners. There'll be just a buzz, I'm sure. It's how good is it like not being, how good is it when your symptoms subside as well? It's like the greatest thing ever. It's like, yes.
Like when you're sick, you just feel like, oh, this is just me now. Like I'm going to feel like this forever.
It's like a subtle, when your energy just comes, like your normal energy comes back, like where you're not feeling, because when you're sick, you're like, you just feel just deflated. Like you just, anyway, you were sick recently as well.
Yeah, I was. I think that kind of threw a bit of a curveball into it as well. But
how long were you sick for?
It was probably like, it wasn't that long. Like I didn't get that sick. I was probably only proper sick for like 2 or 3 days. But then it was just like a a cough, and I think it was just going around in the UK. It seemed like everyone had a cough, and
Right.
yeah, like that kind of lingered for probably similar to you, like a week or so.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
2 or 3 days I was sick, similar, and then yeah, just lingered. You only really, once the symptoms went, I only really noticed it when I tried to start running. Like, as in, if I wasn't running, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm recovered, sort of thing. But
Yeah,
once you get
exactly.
your lungs and your chest going, you feel it, like you feel it, and you're like, oh, this doesn't feel normal.
Yeah. It's funny though, because other times when you got like a cold, it's just like your nose and your throat and stuff, and you have like, I don't know, 2 or 3 days when you feel sick, but you just
Mm,
recover straight away.
yeah,
So it's hard to tell, like you just don't know what's going to happen.
no, you're in
Yeah.
a little bit of no man's land. But
Hmm.
yeah. Um, all right. Any other questions, or we keep it short and sharp? What do you reckon?
What about the handicap challenge?
Oh shit, the handicap challenge. I still haven't run my
Yeah.
5K.
All right. You're
But
running out of time. We got
I'm
what,
running out of
5 days left.
time. But there's been, yeah, go on, Dom, I'm sure you got the recap there. You're the brains
Yeah.
behind the handicap challenge.
Oh, it's been a massive month. At the moment we got Scott McEwen's in the lead.
Yeah,
He
big time.
Yeah, he ran like nearly 3 minutes under his seed time, which is crazy. I thought Tristan had it sewn up, but yeah, Scotty came through and had a huge run.
He wants to go quicker, Tom. He's been
Yeah,
messaging. I've been messaging him. He's like, I want to go quicker. I'm like, go quicker. Let's do it.
yeah. Well, there's not much time left. I think like we got, I don't know, 5 or 6 days left.
Shit, when am I going to run?
So
Because I know big Adrian Caputo put in an absolute ripper time. And
yeah, Adrian had a good run.
what did that put him at? Go through the
He's in third. He was just
second.
off Tristan, yeah.
Yep.
But then other big runs we had Craig Kernow, he split like 5K through a 10K race, the Mossman Mini Moss, which I
Nice.
know kind of goes against the rules. Like you're meant to it's meant to be in a
Come on, Craig.
It's meant to be in a loop, but he didn't even submit it. I just like, oh, that's a good run. I'll count it because it's over the hills and stuff anyways. So I was like, that one counts. But that was a huge run from him. I think it was a 5K PB over the hilly course, which is awesome. And then Arthur did his 5K time trial the other day.
Yeah. Arthur ran 16:25 or something. 16:20 something.
Yeah, I think like 16:24 I've got here.
Looks like he forgot his watch.
Yeah, again, another question.
Forgot his watch. I mean, come on, Arthur.
But that's pretty impressive. That's like a minute PB or something for him.
And off a sharp seed time as well. Not like he had a 27-minute seed time and he's blown. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then
it was generous though, Dom.
What, generous seed time? Not really. It said 17:25. He wasn't running that last year.
The man's been running. Yeah, true. If it's off last year, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Then Scotty Courban from Brisbane. He's had a couple of good runs. I think he's run 2 or 3 park runs and submitted those through. But I think he's run a PB as well, which is pretty awesome. But only like just a PB, 9 seconds under his old PB previous to the challenge, which is awesome as well.
Yeah.
And then Charles got out as well, which is good to see. He's was once like a sub 16 runner, but he hasn't been running too much. I think recently he's kind of just getting back into it, but he still had a pretty solid run, like sub 17, which is awesome.
Beautiful.
Ian had a couple of good park runs in there. He's always pretty solid.
Ian's always got a good park run going.
Yeah. Same as Aaron. He's always down at Rhodes. He had a couple of good Rhodes park runs.
Beautiful.
And then Brendan Irving, he's ran a pretty solid park run as well, only 25 seconds off his seed. And then I put in a time as well, but I'm in last at the moment, which is okay.
Ah, very good. What was the time, Dom?
17:25.
That's actually slightly embarrassing, Dom.
That's all right. I don't know. Well, I'm beating you technically because I can't take any time from Smitty up here.
That wasn't very nice. That was actually quite rude.
But no, it's been a very solid challenge. Like pretty much everyone who's put a time in is kind of smashed it, which is awesome. What I think 1, 2, 3, 4 people, only 4 people haven't gone under their seed, including me, which is pretty impressive. Like everyone kind of has stepped up and is pretty fit for the challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, hats off to everyone who's done it.
Yeah, well done, everyone. I'll have to give Adrian a bit of a recap of his race because I paced him at Rhodes. Absolutely. Did I tell you about this, Tom? I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah. So Adrian wanted to run. What was the time again? He ran 20.
Adrian, he ran 21:25.
21:25.
Seed time was 23:06. From I think that was like 2 years ago when he did it.
Yeah. So we went down to Rhodes. He was like, all right, I'm going to hold 4:30 pace. And, and he thought that would be a struggle. And I was like, come on, mate, you're a sub 20 runner back in the day. You could do better than that. So we made the decision to go out at 4:15 pace. Anyway, we started. It was a bit hot. I thought it was going to be a bit hot considering he had 4:30s in his head as well. He goes out. We're about 1.5 Ks in, and he's with me, and you just hear the labored breathing, like the VO2 max breathing, and I was like, he's in so much trouble. He's in so much trouble. But no, he wasn't. He carried it through to 3K. I think he slowed down on like 3 to 4, which is pretty standard. But then he just was running so ridiculously hard for the whole time, which I was to say I was surprised is probably insulting to him, but it was just a solid effort. It was good. I enjoyed pacing, and then after the race he just tells me he had a bottle of wine the night before.
That's massive.
And I was like, mate, you'd be in first place if it wasn't for the wine. And then he tried to convince me that it wouldn't have made a difference and that he couldn't have run much faster. And I tried to explain to him that his relative effort might have been, a bit better if he didn't have a bottle of wine the night before. But, there was no point arguing with the man, and he just ran a good time. So we'll give it to him.
Yeah.
So well done, Adrian. Well done, Adrian.
Interesting sort of fueling strategy, I guess, but gets it done.
Very interesting.
Some people say like, oh, I can just run forever when I'm drunk and stuff like that.
I don't think that's the thing. It's not a thing. Maybe you don't do any running when you're not drunk.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to run when you're drunk though?
Yeah, after a Post Malone concert.
You feel amazing.
You feel amazing, and then like I checked the Strava when I get home, and it was 5:45 pace.
Yeah, and you've only run like 1K. It felt like you were running 10Ks.
Yeah, exactly. I genuinely thought I was like, this is a tempo. This is like 4-minute pace at least. And then you do feel amazing, but that was after like considerable amount of bourbon and cokes. So at least you feel good. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Have you? When have you? I've seen some late night or early morning Strava posts before.
Yeah, I think
back
so.
To Lindley Point. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Lindley Point is just so out of the way that you have to like come up with some sort of unique sort of strategy to get home.
Yeah.
Unless you want to cop a massive taxi fee.
That's true.
There's a couple of drunk runs back in the day.
Yeah. I don't recommend.
No, wouldn't recommend.
Wouldn't recommend it. But if you want to have a bit of fun, you got to try it every now and then. Don't let your little heart pop though. Okay. Anyway,
what about? I've never done a beer mile though. Have you ever done a beer mile?
A what?
Beer mile?
No, that looks terrible.
No, yeah, that's a bit different as well.
Terrible.
Yeah. One day.
I'm just getting called by Mother Dearest, so I'm gonna have to go to dinner, Dom.
No worries, mate.
I'm already running late. But
yeah,
this has been a good episode. Did you want to say anything else, or do we?
just stay strong.
And stay fast. This has been a concise episode. I like it, Dom. I like it.
Yeah, a bit of a comparison to the last episode.
What do you mean? That was shortish.
Yeah,
Mate,
I know. I think yeah, all our viewers are very intelligent and yeah, can deal with a bit of a long form podcasting. So it was a bit of an intelligence test to our viewers, and
it was.
congratulations, guys, you all passed.
You all passed. Thank you. Dom,
Smitty,
good to see you as always. Safe travels, get some sleep, and catch you soon.
see you, mate. Best of luck with half.
Thanks, mate.